Hello Trinity Tots. It's me, Pastor Ashley. How are you doing? I'm just sitting here in my living room today and I'm playing with some toys. I have some toys that I'm going to share with you this morning. Over the last couple weeks, we have been looking at the story in the Bible about Noah and his ark and learning about what it means to obey. Do you remember what it means to obey? It means that when you are given rules or instructions, you do them. You do what the rules and instructions say. A couple weeks ago, I had a great big umbrella and it kept me from getting wet. And in your episode that you watched of Bible Adventures, as well as in the prop talk with my big umbrella, we learned that when we obey God, we get to be safe. We get to be safe inside obedience with God, and we're kept safe from making mistakes and sinning and having to face the consequences of sin. Do you remember the spray bottle that I was able to be safe from with my umbrella? The umbrella is like obedience. We want to obey God. Noah obeyed God because God told him to build an ark, and he built it. He built an ark. And he kept the animals on the ark safe with him because they obeyed God. So I have my Noah's Ark toy with me today. I'm going to share it with you. Let's have a look and see. So I have a blue blanket spread here on the floor, like the water. Remember that it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, and no umbrella could keep anybody dry. The rain just kept coming and coming, and it flooded the whole earth. And God, that's why God had told Noah to build his ark so that they could be safe floating on top of the water. Let's look inside my ark and let's see what I have inside. This is such a fun toy because look, it has little animals inside. There's a rhinoceros there. I think this is supposed to be a lion. There's a polar bear. He's a yellow polar bear. Polar bears are really white. There's a giraffe, and an elephant. And I can't find my Noah, but I think this is Noah's wife. And we know that Noah's family was kept safe on the ark as well. So I'm gonna put this back on. And I can actually fit all of the animals into the ark just like this. Now, if the animals were kept safe on the ark, what would happen if the animals would have jumped off of the ark? They would have had to swim. Can you imagine if all of my animals jumped off into the water? What would they do? They would have to swim and swim and swim and swim. I think they would get very, very tired. I think it would be a much better idea for all of the animals to stay on the ark where they are safe. Just like with the umbrella, we are safe when we obey God. When we stay inside what God tells us to do, when we obey our moms and dads, it keeps us safe, just like the animals were kept safe on the ark so long as they stayed on the ark. So Trinity Tots, it's almost Christmas time. I have my Christmas tree here behind me, and we're all done learning about Noah's Ark. And we're going to start to learn about the story of baby Jesus. It's one of my favorite stories, and I'm sure it's one of yours too. So we'll start that next week. But before we move on from talking about Noah's Ark and obedience, I thought that we should do our memory verse that we learned in our Bible Adventures episode. Do you remember your memory verse? Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1. So let's get our little Bibles and let's say our verse together. Ephesians 6, 1. Children, obey your parents because you belong to the Lord. Obedience is important. Why do we obey? Because we are God's friends. We obey what He says. And we obey what our moms and dads say because God gave us our moms and dads to keep us safe, just like the animals on the ark, and just like Mrs. Winkle, Pastor Ashley with her big umbrella. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, that you have fun playing with some toys. If you have Noah's Ark toys at home, you could send me a picture. You could email it to me, ashley@tbcsherwoodpark.ca, or if you have some time today to play with water or bath toys, I hope that it helps you to remember our story that we learned from the Bible and what it means to obey. Have a great day, Trinity Tots, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, everybody.